Welcome to the Talkin Vols Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. It's a great time of year. Most of you guys know I'm not a big diehard basketball fan, but this time of year starts to get a lot of fun. We get closer to the SEC tournament. We get closer to March Madness. And of course, you know I'm never mad watching Tennessee beat Alabama in any sport. Can Rick Barnes get the momentum and carry it through the SEC tournament, carry it into March Madness? Can he win the big one? I don't know, but it's a fun time of year for the basketball team. We're right around the corner from baseball season. Tennessee playing in the MLB Desert Invitational. Got Arizona coming up tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Actually thinking about doing a Monday morning stream. You know, you guys have said you want Boogie to cover baseball. I think we might do a Monday morning stream. Maybe I'll pick up the phone and give old Kaner a call and see if we can do a morning show on Monday and recap the weekend in baseball. Maybe talk a little bit about basketball and then also jump into some spring expectations. That's what I want to get into today because On3.com's J.D. Piquel put out his SEC power rankings. We're going to take a listen to where he put the Tennessee Volunteers. J.D. Piquel, I don't know, some might call him Josh Pate 2.0. Everybody's trying to get that Josh Pate type of character for their YouTube channel, for their recruiting service. But I like J.D. Piquel and what he does. So we'll take a look at that. But as always, you guys know what to do. Smash the thumbs up just below the video. That's quick, free, easy. It helps the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you are new to the Talkin Vols Network, welcome. We're not experts. We're not insiders. This channel is for the fans, by the fans. If you like what we do, make sure you subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. Going to be live Sunday night like I am every single Sunday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, playing NCAA football, but also talking all things Tennessee athletics. Come hang out for that. And then also going to try to see if I can get old Kaner on the horn, see if he's got anything going on Monday morning. So be ready. Be ready because you never know when a morning stream is going to pop up. Let's take a listen to what J.D. Piquel said. Again, put out his SEC power rankings. He had South Carolina at number 5, talked a lot about South Carolina's 2 big wins over top 10 opponents, obviously one of those being Tennessee to end the season. I think South Carolina's got a lot of momentum in recruiting. Are they one of the top 5 teams in the SEC? I don't think so. I don't see it. I don't buy into what Shane Beamer is selling, but we're going to find out. We're going to find out this season. Number 4, you can see there he had LSU. Let's take a listen. He's got the Volunteers at number 3. Let's see what J.D. Piquel has to say.
Again, we're going to get pushback, but here we go. At number 3, you got the Tennessee Volunteers. And they beat a team that's ahead of them on this list. 1,000% true. Right now, it's about staying ahead of schedule. You're going into year 3 of the Heupel era, and they talked about it a lot after the Orange Bowl victory. This is just the start. This is just the start. We're building towards more. The bad news, lose your all-everything quarterback, Hendon Hooker. You lose Jalen Hyatt, who I believe just got a nice NIL deal with Hyatt Hotels. So shout out Hyatt for doing the right thing. The good news is I think the offense is going to be fine. Okay.
So J.D. Piquel talks there about staying ahead of schedule, and Tennessee is way ahead of schedule. You go back to when Josh Heupel was hired. We talked about rock bottom, the NCAA investigation, all the players transferring out. Tennessee was at rock bottom. He overachieved in year 1. And then you go back and look what he did last season, what Josh Heupel and this football team did, going out, winning 11 games, getting that Orange Bowl win. They are way ahead of schedule. So now if you regress just a little bit, is a 9-win season still ahead of schedule? A 10-win season? The expectations kind of all over the board. I mentioned college football playoff yesterday. Some of you guys went nuts in the comment section, said that I'm absolutely crazy. Well, let's look at 2022. What if I had said Tennessee's going to be ranked number 1 in the first college football playoff poll? You would have said I was delusional. But when you go back and look, that's exactly what happened. The success raises the bar, right? It raises the expectations. And even though we're losing Hendon Hooker, Jalen Hyatt, the expectations are still through the roof. So when J.D. Piquel talks about staying on schedule or staying ahead of schedule, what does that mean? What is ahead of schedule for Tennessee in year 3 of the Josh Heupel era? Let's hear more from J.D. Piquel on the power rankings for the SEC heading into the spring. We're not that far away, guys. Just a few weeks away from kicking off spring practice. Cannot wait. Favorite time of the year outside of fall. Let's hear more.
Okay. Josh Heupel is a verified wizard when it comes to the offensive playbook that he's got in place there in Knoxville. Joe Milton is the key variable for me for them going forward. Now, is he going to be Orange Bowl Joe that we saw just absolutely tearing up Clemson? Dude was in Uncle Rico mode, just absolutely dropping dimes, making it look effortless. Was like throwing a Nerf football out there. Like, is he going to be that consistently in 2023? Or is he reverting back to what Tennessee fans were concerned about when he was transferring to Knoxville, and what Michigan fans like to scream very loudly from the back row, that struggles with accuracy, he overthrows players, his arm strength is his greatest strength and his greatest weakness? Like, I didn't see that in the Orange Bowl. I'm just telling you that I lean more towards betting on Joe Milton than against him. But if he's able to be as effective as he was in the Orange Bowl, they have no ceiling. Okay.
When are we going to get past overthrow Joe? When are we going to start to believe in Joe Milton? And JD Piquel, they're talking only about the Orange Bowl. Joe Milton got a whole lot more run than just the Orange Bowl. He played against Vanderbilt, and I know it's Vanderbilt, right? It's Vanderbilt. He got some mop-up duty. So I get it. I get it. It's not like he's out there against the Georgias and the Alabamas. But Joe Milton threw 82 passes last season. 82 passes. 64.6% completion percentage, almost 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. His quarterback rating, 204.3. And again, I get it. It's mop-up duty. It's Vanderbilt. But JD Piquel, they're talking about the Orange Bowl. That's against a legitimate opponent, one of the top defensive lines in the country. When are we going to believe in Joe Milton? When are we going to buy into Joe Milton and ride or die with Joe Milton? Will this fan base fall in love with Joe the way they fell in love with Hendon? Or the first time we see Joe make a mistake, are the boo birds going to come out? Are people going to start chanting for Nico? Because we all know the $8 million deal, 5-star quarterback, generational talent, all the buzzwords. When are we going to get behind and believe in Joe Milton instead of constantly asking which Joe Milton do we get? And I'm the same. I'm just as guilty. That was my biggest question mark in the video that I put out yesterday. What Joe Milton do we get, and how good is the offensive line when 2 of the 5 are going to be transfers? Let's hear more here from JD Piquel. Again, Tennessee ranked 3rd in his pre-spring power rankings.
That's just the reality. Now, the thing that could handicap them, the thing that could be the Achilles heel for them, is that secondary has to improve, man. Secondary has to get better. Giving up 287 yards a game last year, throwing the football. That's the difference right there, y'all. That is the difference. That was the South Carolina game to me. The South Carolina game, it sounds like there were other things that were swirling around that program at the time, but still, the consistency on the back end has to be there. They've got players. We've seen them do good things week in and week out, but can they consistently do that? Can that be who they are every single week? Because I saw you light it up against Kentucky, had something like 3 interceptions, really took a hit to Will Levis's draft stock, and the South Carolina game happens. Like, can we get some consistency? Can we have an elevated threshold of what the floor of that secondary is? That's the key to me. Because they've got the talent. They've got a lot of pieces. Like I said, the offense, I wholeheartedly believe, will score points in Knoxville this coming year. But can the...
It's easy to sit back and look at numbers, and JD Piquel clearly knows way more than I know about football, probably. It's easy to look at numbers and see that Tennessee gave up almost 300 yards per game in the air and say the secondary sucks, they have to be better. That's the easy comment to make. You look back at last year, going into the spring, so many guys in that secondary beat up, banged up. One of your starting corners out for the year. And I know it's football, it's physical, it's violent. Players get hurt. It's part of it. I think this secondary can take a step in year 3 under Josh Heupel. And the reason for that is consistency and development this spring. So many guys did not get to go through spring last year. So many guys were kind of bounced around. You know, we saw a guy like Danico Slaughter. We saw him play safety. We saw him play star. We saw him play corner. Can these guys get shuffled around, find their position, and truly learn that position and be better in the secondary? Because, yes, Tennessee's defense gave up almost 300 yards per game through the air. You look at the South Carolina game, almost over 450 yards from Spencer Rattler. You cannot have that. You can't have it. But in the grand scheme of things, obviously we know the offense is there, average 46.1 points per game, first in the nation. What about defensively? How good was the Tennessee defense? Got to be terrible, right? Got to be way down there. Probably what, 100th in the country? Got to be awful, right? Wrong. Tennessee's defense gave up 22.8 points per game. That was good for 36th in the country. So a defense that everybody ripped and everybody said was terrible was really ranked 36th in the country in points given up per game. Can they improve that? Can Gabe Judy Lolly be a legitimate SEC corner? Can a guy like Kamal Hadden, who I think has all the physical tools, can he put it together between the ears and focus and go out and play football? I think the defense takes a step in 2023. And I think the secondary is going to be part of that. I think we see them improve. And again, no disrespect to J.D. Pickell. I think sometimes when you get some of these big talking heads, they cover so many different programs. They're talking about the Big Ten, the SEC, the ACC. They're talking about everybody. So when they start talking about Tennessee football, they don't necessarily know the full story that you know and I know, because we watch, we live, breathe, eat, sleep Tennessee football every day of the year. I think there's more to it than just saying Tennessee's secondary is hot trash. We know they struggled. We know that. You know that. I know that. But I think there's more to the story, and I think we can look at this team going into year 3 and see improvement. Agree or disagree, hit the comment section and let me know. Let's hear a little bit more from J.D. Pickell.
Secondary improve. And can Joe Milton consistently be who he's shown us he is from that Orange Bowl? So for me, Tennessee went 11-2 last year, New Year's Six Bowl victory. Number 3 this year. Can they continue to improve? I'm excited to watch it. Now,
I'm excited too, guys. Right around the corner from spring practice. What are your expectations? Again, when J.D. Pickell talks about staying ahead of schedule, what is ahead of schedule? Does that mean you got to go win 12 games in 2023? Or can you win 9 or 10 and still be sustainable, waiting on Nico to develop and come in and be the superstar that we all want? Or can Joe Milton be the guy? Can we fall in love with Joe Milton? Hit the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. J.D. Pickell putting Tennessee ranked as 3rd in the power rankings. But that's going to do it for this one. Again, hit the comment section. Smash that thumbs up. Go check out the merch. The links are in the description below. Also, the membership link. Join the channel. We appreciate all the support. But that's going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin' Vols Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.